right, cool.
Started recording.
All right, sweet. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the pwndevils introduction meeting. This is our first meeting of the year. For anybody who has come to these past meetings, you'll notice that this is the same presentation. So if it is, you're free to leave if you want. It's the same thing. There's a little few updates on the end because we've changed how we're going to do our education standard this year. But other than that, let's get right into it. So if you found your way into this club, you probably know a lot about hacking. Hashtag stop the Russians. Yeah. This has become a very global phenomenon. Everybody knows about it. Everybody knows what happens, but they don't really understand how it happens. An example of this is, I think in 2019, there was a series of banks that were attacked by a really, really powerful bug called Heartbleed. And this bug is known as the 0 day. And that's kind of what pwndevils is spanned around, is this idea of 0 days. In pwndevils, we like to focus on what's called simulated 0 days and CTF. So it's not like CVEs if you have done security things in the past where people have recorded this kind of hack. On the pwndevils, we focus on doing hacks that have never been done before, or at least have never been attempted on the specific program. So, they did this with a 0 day, and that 0 day was Heartbleed. Does anybody here know what Heartbleed is? You can feel free to speak if you want.
It was the ransomware thing, right?
Close.
Heartbleed, the vulnerability for the ransomware.
Yep. Heartbleed was a flaw in the Intel hardware that allowed people to use caches to be able to leak information like a root data that allowed them to take like root access of any kind of computer.
I thought that was Meltdown or Spectre.
This was, let me check.
Wasn't Heartbleed the one in OpenSSL?
It is OpenSSL from at least my wiki knowledge.
It is OpenSSL.
It was OpenSSL, but I thought they were able to leak it through Intel hardware. I might be thinking of Meltdown, my bad.
I think you're thinking of Meltdown.
I think it's Meltdown.
Too many 0 days. But regardless of the point, so this is a cool little graph that I was able to get. This was back in 2019, before 2019 was over. So if you're looking at that far right bar, why it's lower than 2018, it at this point is actually higher. I think we're around 18,000 or something. But this is the 0 days per year, or vulnerabilities reported. And this is different from penetration testing. So in penetration testing, you attempt to find vulnerabilities in a website, in somebody's system, in somebody's phone that have already been discovered, and you try to exploit them using known exploitation methods that people have recorded. So for instance, somebody records a bug in Android that allows you to take control of a user's screen by uploading a specific app. Then that's already been recorded. People know about it. It's been published, and people know how to, automatically do it. So enter the CTFs. This is how you can learn to do simulated 0 days, which is essentially like a training ground to be able to do normal 0 days. And in CTFs, we have a phrase, kill them with flags, because CTFs are all about capturing flag. So what is a CTF? You guys might have seen it on our pwndevils site. You might have seen it on our Devil Sync. We talk about CTFs a lot, and this is really the main thing of our whole club, is we compete in these things called CTFs. What is it? It's a very misguided acronym. Capture the flag. It's not a physical thing, and it's barely even us capturing flags like in the normal like Call of Duty standard where you capture somebody's flag and then it's over, because you have to capture multiple flags to win. So in this game, it's simulated 0 days, and we have to hack into computers using tools that we create on that day. They're usually about 48 hours, and I say 48 hours like the game is on for 48 hours straight. Like there is no off period. It's on the whole time. So usually this looked like us grinding it out in a room for 48 hours. Usually we leave for like 7-8 hours at a time to go sleep or something, and then we come back. Usually during this time we pay for food and everything, the pwndevils, and it's pretty awesome. The winners of these competitions, so CTF isn't at the major league programming level yet. We're not there yet, but you do get a lot of cool stuff. You get fame for sure, lots of that good clout. You also get money sometimes, and you usually get a free trip to another country. This is because qualifiers are usually always online, and then finals are in person. Of course, in this time of COVID-19, that's really not true anymore because everything's online until further notice. But usually, you get to travel to different countries or different states for free, and it's not coming from pwndevils either. It's coming from the organizers of the CTF, so it's pretty awesome. So let's talk more closely about what a CTF really is. So at some physical location somewhere else, somebody hosts a computer. You can consider this a server if you're already savvy about these kind of things. This is a server with multiple services on it. And the service host, the people who are hosting this game, they craft a vulnerability into their program. They craft one. So they make sure that they make this new program or they extend an old program and they insert a vulnerability that they want us people who are hacking to find. And that vulnerability is the simulated 0-day. Nobody's ever seen it before. Nobody has any knowledge of what programs or any tools or anything. It could be Mac OS, Windows, Linux, doesn't matter. We have no clue what it is at all beforehand. And so what we do as the CTF team, so pwndevils, we craft an exploit specifically for that vulnerability. And we do this by looking at the vulnerability, understanding it, really intimately, spending hours combing through like code and reverse engineering it, and then we craft the exploit ourselves. And doing that, the server returns a flag. So usually what this means is you have to send them an exploit, so directly to the computer, that allows you to get root access to the computer. And with that root access, you just have to find a file on the computer called flag. Most CTFs will just tell you where it is, like it's at the root directory, or it's all the way in your home directory, whatever it is. They'll usually tell you, but this kind of simulates what happens in the real world. You get a real exploit. Say you find like a 0-click exploit for an iPhone. All you have to do is send somebody a text message, and that takes root control of their phone. The flag in this case would be something like their personal information, like a social security number or an address that they text often, whatever it is. This is kind of like the simulated way that you get something off somebody's computer. So this is what it looks like in real life. This is like, a bunch of people hacking around. They're all sitting around these desks for hours. This is at the DEF CON World Finals for hacking. It's a real good. This is one of the best CTFs in the whole world, and it's hosted here in the United States. On our right, we have a team from Taiwan, I believe. And on our left, we have an American team. So what is CTF again? Endless exploits. You're just going to be exploiting a bunch. We handcraft things. We find them on the fly, and we're constantly learning new stuff. So, just to give you some reference into this, I guess all of you have used maybe C or heard of C before, and use something called a format string, a printf. You do like printf %s, something like that prints out like any kind of string from a buffer. This weekend, we had a CTF hosted by Google, and the challenge was running an entire operating system just using format strings, which is, it's crazy. They ran an entire operating system inside a format string by printing and moving things around using only format strings. And inside of that operating system, they made a video game, which was a Maze Explorer. That's an example of, some crazy stuff you can do. And of course, beforehand, I had never heard of this in my life. It was truly phenomenal. So they're all simulated 0 days. Why does any of this matter? If it's just a simulation, who cares? It's because finding 0 days is a skill. It's not just an art. It is a skill, something you get with time. In CTS, we teach you how to find things rapidly and to do things quickly, learn things quickly. You are always on your toes. Like, there's never a time where we get to hack into something that we fully know. It's always a new learning experience. And on the pwndevils, we'll try to guide you through a lot of the things. In the beginning, though, it will be predictable because we'll have to show you guys the basics. But after that, you'll get to do these CTFs with us that are, unpredictable. Could be anything. You could be hacking into a Raspberry Pi. There was even a challenge where we hacked into a car. Somebody hosted a car firmware system, and you hack into them using their web browser. So they teach you a lot. So you're probably reading this, you're like, wow, sign me up. This is great. But you don't really understand still what a CTF challenge looks like in person. So, dun dun dun, a new foe has appeared. A challenge, a flag. Somebody gets the flag. Here it is. So while making this presentation, I made a mistake. I was trying to send a secret code to my lead friend Caesar. I encrypted the message into the slides. Anybody who finds the flag gets $15. So here's a link to the slides. Just go. Everybody gets a chance to get it. Whoever can get the flag first, just message me it. I'm going to do this on the honor system. So if you've seen this presentation before, please don't just give me the flag because that's unfair to everybody else. This is meant for newer people. As a hint, it's not literally embedded into the slides. You don't need to decompile any XML. You don't need to look into the actual source of how the slides are made in Google because that would take too long.
Yeah, we actually expect you to drop a 0 day for Google Slides.
Thanks. I feel that was directed towards someone. Almost.
No, that wasn't directed towards anybody.
Okay.
But please don't do that. It's just in the slides. It's something simpler than XML or anything crazy. So go ahead. I'll set a timer for 15 minutes, and whoever gets it first gets that good cash dollar.
I knew it was like an archive, though, and I was legitimately thinking there was just some resources plopped in there. I'm like, oh, yeah. 7-zip this up. It'll be great. There's a text file in there.
Yeah. Not that complex.
Come on.
Yeah. To help you guys out, the flag looks like this. CTF, and then replace the dots with whatever the text is in there. So this is how the whole thing looks. You found it.
Oh?
Okay. Okay.
Can I ask, do we have to transmit everything? I'm not the same guy who said that we found it, but...
Whoever posts the flag first, you can just post it in the chat.
First one to throw it in there.
Throw it in there. Whoever gets it first gets that cash money.
Come on, I know somebody has it right now.
It's been like 1 minute. Give it a little more time. It takes time to copy paste.
Oh, does Eris have it?
I will say, this is the other thing I will say about the flag. The flag is 100% ASCII printable. There should be no non-printable characters in the flag. So if you have non-printable characters in your flag, it's not the correct flag.
And be aware too, sometimes some online stuff
Some
may
online tools fuck it up a little.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of emojis or some Unicode endpoints.
I got like tildes is what happened.
Yep.
It was really weird.
Yeah, I got that stuff too. How do we have to export it? What did you want?
So you just got to put the flag, like plain text, just into Discord. Just throw it in the pwndevils chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you don't want the weird stuff, right?
Well, it should be in the format of CTF and then in brackets. So if the area where you see if it messed it up at all, it could be the brackets that it messed it up potentially.
Yeah. Just realize that if you post the wrong flag, people will be able to maybe derive the correct flag from your wrong flag.
Yeah.
So.
And then they'll laugh at you for having the wrong flag and giving them the right flag.
Yeah, that'd be a rip. So for anybody that is maybe not close to getting the flag right now and doesn't know where to start, I'd start by taking a look at the little binary printed at the bottom of every slide and go from there. Let me see. Somebody else just messaged me. Nope, that is not the flag.
What if there was just a 2 in one of those sets? That'd be great.
So classic. I got people messaging me the wrong flag. That's so to everybody that's messaging me the one that starts with F. The flag is in the format CTF. So the first 3 letters of the flag is CTF. Oh, nice. You have a little binary table.
It's not
That's good.
extensive, unfortunately. It doesn't have everything, though.
I have every binary number possible on this table.
Here, I got this. This one has it. There we go. It just has decimal, though. Oh, no, wait, no, I lied. Binary's at the bottom. Oh, but it has every symbol.
You should get a 256-bit binary lookup table, just in case we got to work with big numbers.
Well, you don't have to do this by hand. So that's a hint on that.
Please don't do this by hand.
Yeah,
Computers are very helpful things.
Somebody's getting close. So I can see that people are using the online tools for this. And the online tools will not work. So, aha, all of you.
Who got it?
Nobody got it yet.
Oh.
Nobody got it yet.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you were aha in victory.
I'm saying aha like to everybody that's trying to use probably crack FR or something. Time to make a C program. BRB in 30 years. I recommend Python. Yeah, I recommend Python.
Snakeling. It is God tier.
You guys need to capture the flag. Huh.
That's actually that's pretty cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Sadly, you also need to learn Python to use those two efficiently. But we talk about that another time. You only write in the Holy See. Damn.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, if someone makes a solution for this in Holy See today, I will
Double
give you
money.
an extra $15.
We'll double the money if you write the solution in Holy See.
And you actually properly compile it and run it too. Not
I
just
just want to get Holy See. Okay,
not just theoretically writing it.
Isn't just running Temple OS a pain in the ass?
Yeah.
I mean, that's relative.
I know a VM would be easy, but like I heard you need a specific CD-ROM, or like trying to boot it different ways had issues, and
Just
it was
run
like
it in
really
QEMU.
picky.
So people are getting close. You guys are sending me the flag very close format. But just recall that the flag format is a lowercase CTF as the start.
Temple OS Lite. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Temple
somebody
OS
going for the Holy See.
I kind of wanna, I'm craving. Even if I don't do it the first, just to say you did.
It's true. It's true.
They told me I need Kali, not Temple OS. Now I'm scared.
You know what? If you solve it in Temple OS, I will give you $15. You won't get double the money because you've seen this lecture, but if you solve it, you'll get 15. Oh my god, one guy is so close. This one guy is so close. Nature's, you're so close. This is like stupid close. You're very close. I can't tell you what is. No, it ends with a bracket. It ends with a bracket. So it's always CTF bracket, and then something in between. Oof, this is close. Okay, damn, Natures, you got beat out. Unfortunately,
Who got
Cactus Climber has taken the money.
All right, victory
There we go.
speech.
You can post. You want to post the flag in the chat?
Sure, just pwndevils general.
Yep. Just in the pwndevils, so people can gasp and what the answer to the solution was.
Yeah, I also want to ask too. How did you go about it?
Well, it was a Caesar cipher, so I just used a binary converter to get the text, and then I checked into a Caesar cipher to get the shift real quick.
Oh,
And I realized since it was not all characters, I just used a reference table to get everything else.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. Damn, you're very close, Natures. That was an extremely close second run right there. Damn. Yeah. So nice. So this is the correct answer. Capture the flag. The flag is life. Yeah. This is kind of meant to tell you that it's difficult overall, but it's very rewarding.
Oh wait, it was
Yeah.
already solved.
Yeah, it was already solved.
I was finding my old Python Caesar cipher cracker.
Damn. Yeah, you too, Iris. It was solved already. So thank you
there
for
was
posting.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and if you haven't done it or you haven't completed it yet, we still urge you to still go through with finishing it, because like that's still a useful thing to know.
Yeah, I agree. Do it anyway. So the solution to this, a lot of people almost got it. I'd say like 4 people were extremely close. The first part is to turn it into binary, turn the binaries into integers. So this is what it looks like in integer format. After you've turned the binary into integers, you turn the integers into characters. So you should be with this. So the way I did this was in Python. The intended solution was meant to be in Python. You can do it in 6 lines of Python. In 6 lines of Python, you can convert every integer into a character, and then all you have to do is take the ASCII value of that character and subtract 3. If you subtract 3 from every single one, you'll be left with CTF, the flag is life. This was a great example of it, and Cactus Man, make sure you message me after this meeting so I can Venmo you that good cash. But this is a great example of a crypto challenge. Crypto is one of the 5 major categories in CTF, and it's all about math. It's all about riddles and ciphers. The riddles aren't too big once you get to the harder challenges, but this is like a great beginner challenge of how crypto works. If any of you have taken CSE 365, you'll have done some harder crypto challenges. I'd say those are in the easy to medium range. Yes, I said easy to medium. It only gets harder. It gets nuts. So these are the 5 categories. So you're probably asking yourself, what have I gotten myself into? What is this? This is insane. It's lots of fun, right? Super fun. Welcome to the pwndevils. So who are we? Now that you've gotten an introduction to what CTFing is, what it looks like, and what a challenge can look like, you are a little more acquainted with what we deal with on a 24/7 basis. So we're a team at ASU. We're currently ranked 14th in the world for CTF teams. We're 3rd in the US, so we're a little behind in the US. Usually we're 2nd, but we're trying to bring it back. We play under the name Shellfish, and we play with UCSB. If you've ever heard of Shellfish, that is our team. That is what we do. We are I'd say the biggest component of Shellfish currently is Arizona State University. We hate sleeping apparently, and we have a 15-year back-to-back CTF World Finals qualifying. So DEF CON Finals is known as the World Finals. 1,300 teams compete to be in the finals, and only about 15 get to by qualifying. And you qualify by being the top 15 teams. We have always qualified for DEF CON World Finals ever since its beginning in like 2005. So in addition to this, we CTF every weekend. These little challenges you saw, usually there's about 30 per weekend, and everybody gets really, really serious about it. We love it. We love playing. And we try to teach new members how to get to this kind of elite level where you're playing all the time and you're solving challenges all the time. It's really helpful because crypto isn't the only thing you do. You could do reverse engineering. You could do binary exploitation, web, or forensics. In addition to this is some of the places that we've played in. This is just the ASU team. We've played in California, we played in Nevada, Vietnam, Poland, Japan. I think we got to put New York on here too. We've gone all over the place. And if you do well in these CTFs, or if you just stick around for a while and play a lot of them, you could have the opportunity to go to these finals. We don't only select people for finals based on their skill. We also select them based on their dedication to playing CTF. And often that means you can go if you've just played a lot of CTF and you're not that good yet, because we love to invest in our new members. So here it is again. This is the World Finals in DEF CON. That's me actually right there. If you can see my mouse, that's me. That's the boy playing the World Finals. This is our team Shellfish. That's the American team I was referencing last time. I think in this finals we did decently good. We got 10th out of 15. That wasn't bad. This year, so the finals just passed, we got 8th out of 10. Yeah, so we're on the rise. Next year we hope to get top 5, and then the year after that, go for the first place. Boom. So who will guide you in this journey? We'll talk a little bit here about the advisors and the leadership of this team. What we're going to try to do to help you guys become more elite, help you guys get more versed in CTFs, help you guys get more versed in computer science. I can speak from experience that this team is not only helpful for security, but it also is helpful for your entire computer science degree. For any of you that are freshmen, the first thing you do at ASU is you learn Java, and then eventually you learn C, and you learn assembly in MIPS. Well, in the pwndevils, we teach you how to do this in the first month. You have to learn C, you have to learn assembly. All of these things are things you need to participate in the pwndevils, and we will try to facilitate you to get to that level. And so you can see that as a freshman, you already end up, miles ahead of your classmates. When I joined the pwndevils as a freshman, I didn't know jack. I barely knew how to use Linux. Like, I had just started using Linux, like maybe 2 weeks before I had joined. And, within 1 year, I had already been at the top of my class. I got a 4.0 easy, not hard at all, just because of this club. It was awesome. So enter the pwndevils leadership. So these are the professors that are advisors for this club. You have Jan Shoshistashvili, he's Zardis. You have Tiffany Bao, you have Adam Dupé, and you have Fish Wang. These are our 4 advisors that make up the kind of hacking advisors of this team. It's also important to note that this isn't like any other normal kind of team club. In this team, the professors also play on the team. So these 4 are actually very active members in CTFs. They kick ass in CTFs. They're, of course, much better than me or Nathan or any of the other leadership. They're very, very good. They've been doing this for many years. Sadly, 3 of them are not as active right now, just this year and for the last 2 years. These three are inactive. Zardis, Tiffany B, and Adam Dupé, these guys are all organizers of something called the Order of the Overflow. And the Order of the Overflow is this hacking organization that hosts the CTFs every year at the DEF CON World Finals. So they control the content, they make sure everything works out well, and they also, make content that decides who gets to qualify. So these guys don't play with us actively right now, and they're going to be in this organization for at least another year. So you can expect not to see these guys at too many hacking meetings, because they don't want to have any conflict of interest, because of course we are one of the teams trying to qualify for their World Finals. But we do have one leader left, and his name is Fish. He is a fish. He is also a legend. He's one of the, I'd say, top 3 reverse engineers in North America right now. He can reverse anything in Godspeed. It's crazy. At the age of 7, this guy was reversing like the earliest version of Photoshops. He was also just like a mad lad. He can read assembly as fast as he reads C code. This guy probably gets the most points on our team than any other member has in history. And he's also a professor here. He's Dr. Fish Wang. You could find him in Cincy. When everything opens up again, he'll be in Discord as Fish, and he will be coming to meetings. Sorry, not meetings. He'll be coming to the CTFs and playing usually. So on to the student leadership. You have myself. I'm Zion. I'm your president of the team, or captain of the team, whatever you want to call me. Angry Dictator, that is also me. That's a pun on a binary analysis platform called Anger. Nathan, you wanna introduce yourself?
Sorry. I am Nathan Smith. Had classes with some of you guys. I'm going to be the vice president here with Zion and Erin for pwndevils. Yeah, I'm pretty much a noob. So, I mean, if you have any experience or if you have any questions about really trying to like learn, really crack into this field and you need some like experience for relatively new people, I've kind of try to build some resources that I've used along the way because I'm fairly new to this as well. So just let me know.
Yep. I should give my category. I play a lot of reverse engineering and binary exploitation. Nathan, what's your category in CTF?
Oh, my category most of the time will be either reversing or forensics, but since forensics isn't always in CTF, so it'll most of the time be reversing, though I'll take up a couple programming challenges here and there too, and pwning.
Awesome. And Erin, you want to introduce yourself? Erin is here.
He is here.
Can anybody hear him?
Erin, your mic is very low.
Yeah, I can see him speaking, but
He's lighting up like a Christmas tree, but no sounds.
Clear on my end.
There we go. Wait, can you?
I can hear him.
Oh.
huh. Strange. I can't hear him at all.
Huh.
Yeah, I can't hear him either.
Huh. That's strange.
Yeah, I hear nothing.
Yeah, now I don't hear anything.
All right.
Very strange. Okay. Well, in the case that some people can't hear him, I will introduce Erin. Oh, was that Erin?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
I just left and rejoined. It's Discord, you know how it is. My name is Erin Ozcan. I am the banker of pwndevils. I specialize in cryptography. So if you guys want to walk the path of cryptography as I have, I would be very excited to see more crypto people on this team. Yeah.
Awesome. Sweet. And just before that, I will go back real quick to describe what these categories are. I should have described it earlier, but I will just quickly go over each one. Pwning is an instance where you have to hack into somebody's computer. This is like the most traditional version of hacking you think of, where they have a program running and you use that program to give yourself admin access to the computer. That's what pwning is. Reverse engineering is when usually somebody gives you a program without any source code and they ask you to derive the source code in your own way and then figure out a way to kind of abuse how the source code was written to kind of make the program do things. The main difference between pwning and reverse engineering is usually this can be done with a more cryptographic or kind of brute forcing method. Web is kind of what it sounds like. It has to do with websites. Web is going to be mostly dealing with websites that have things like cookies, injections of SQL, a bunch of cross-site scripting, things like that. This is all going to be website kind of stuff. You'll see website attacks more in pen testing, but in CTS we have an entire category for it too, and they can usually be quite intricate. Cryptography, as Erin just said, is a very math-based section of hacking. Cryptography is, about mangling text in some mathematical way, and you, as the cryptographer, find a way to break their encryption algorithm. Now, this isn't cracking, where you just brute force everything. It's about actually understanding how their encryption system worked and using it against them. So an example of this could be if you encrypt half of your message as zeros and the other half as a real message, you might be able to derive what was in the message. And this is kind of a way of breaking a cryptographic framework. Lastly is forensics. Forensics is kind of like the oddball of CTF. It can really be a lot of things, but one example of it is, like somebody has a RAID disk and they delete everything on the disk or it got damaged in some way, and you're able to recover a flag that's stored on there. Another thing would be like programming an automated compiler for like a Lego storm mine, I think it is.
Yeah, the mine storms.
Mindstorm, yeah, Lego Mindstorms, doing that.
Yeah.
That's also a type of forensics. These are also cool challenges. For new people, usually new people like to do more forensic stuff, but I usually encourage people to try a harder category like reverse engineering or pwning or cryptography or even web. So finally, on to the last part of how we're actually going to convey any of this information to you. You've seen all these categories now, and you've seen what a CTF challenge looks like, and now you know who's going to lead you through it, but how exactly will we do that? And I will pass this off to Nathan now, as Nathan will be kind of the lead in educating pwndevils this year. I will be doing a lot with him, but Nathan will likely be the lead for most of it. Take it away, Nathan.
All right. So I know there might be some of you who are currently in CSE 466, which is the class with Jan for specifically application security. We'll be using the framework called Pwn College, which is similar to the one that he'll be using in class 2. So some of you might be seeing this throughout the semester as well in that class. Go ahead and go to the next slide. Looks like this. It's really nice. So those categories that we basically have been trying to explain, pwn, reversing, just trying to figure out and explore how do I actually learn these concepts? Like, what direction do I go? Where do I need to go to be able to actually learn these? We have this platform here which breaks down each of those specific concepts, such as SUID, heap, return-oriented programming, and to just have those as programs which you can practice on. Some of them will guide you through certain there's certain concepts and topics that are broken out through each of those categories, which then you can learn, and then you can start doing those concepts and actually starting to exploit more and more programs, or even finding, so for like baby jail, you're doing jail escape, so you're trying to escape a confined space, and you'll start being able to do this to each and every program in that category, and each one you do, you're getting a little bit more improvement on your skill here. If you go to the next slide. What's really nice about this, though, too, is that each of you are going to have your own instance at the time of starting up the challenge. So this can be done at home. This can be done during the meetings. And you can, say you want to start up one of the SUID stuff. So it's set UID. You want to try to find the flag and use SSH key scan. So you're going to pop it open, and then you're going to be able to start up your own SSH server, and you can connect to it and start the challenge. Because of this, if you go to the next slide, we actually are saying, why don't we make use of, whatever time at home and whatever time during the club, because we have a very limited amount of time where we can actually show you guys how to do certain topics and concepts, and there's a rest of that where you kind of have to do a lot of it on your own. We can guide you through a lot of the harder ones, but during the time that's on your own, take the time to actually go through some of the little easier ones or ones that you feel the most comfortable with, and really hone in those skills that you've learned, as well as, expand your knowledge. So if maybe you've been doing reversing a bunch, try maybe starting some pwn. There's some really easy pwn ones on the course too. And of course, when you come into the meetings, we'll then go over the harder challenges, and we may even go over to some more concepts of like how to actually use GDB, or how to use some of the other tools that are available in Linux for carrying out binary analysis. This is something that we hope that is easier for people to kind of grasp. And of course, we'll still be here to help you guys as well, to guide you along the way. So don't feel like you're kind of like left out in the barren. But if this is something that's really nice to go at your own pace. And so you're not forced to really have this unstructured way of not really, I don't know where to go with this. I don't know how to learn this. So we hope that this is something that will be beneficial to the members of pwndevils. So of course, as with anything, we do hope we get some feedback on this. But this is going to be the direction that we're going. I know there were some of you that were asking what kind of topics we'll be doing each week. We'll be usually pulling topics from this kind of learning framework. So one of the weeks, we'll start going over some reversion topics or how assembly works. And then maybe go into some shell coding after that, which then might lead into the shell coding section of the Pwn College. And so one thing that we hope to today as well is to have you guys sign up for Pwn College accounts. So once the presentation's over and Zion's finished up, we'll go ahead and try to walk you guys through how to set up a pwn.college account, and then actually set up your SSH keys with that too. So that's it. Or sorry.
We might end up having to wait on that just because. So I got word back from Jan and some of the other pwndevils. They're going to wait until tomorrow or until Wednesday to launch the full site, which will be CSE 466. But we can still give them the link to check it out.
Okay. So are we not using just ctf.pwn then?
No, we'll wait until they release the full site.
Sick.
So,
all right. Perfect. That's even better.
Flag. So to give you guys a kind of overview of what Nathan said, we have this online platform that we have challenges. It's kind of like a CTF that goes on forever. It's a 24/7 CTF. You can get on the scoreboard. You can do all of that, fun CTF challenging stuff. But this is really going to be our platform of teaching you guys. If you guys want, we can release a schedule of the topics we'll be doing. The schedule is going to highly follow what Pwn College does. So Pwn College is going to be following through mostly binary exploitation, and we're going to try and reinforce those ideas with GDB. GDB being a type of debugger that we use to walk through memory with you guys. We're gonna try and explain concepts using a lot of low-level memory ideas and understanding. So for anybody here who's more into programming, this could be very helpful for you because it's going to be kind of like advanced debugging on your programs. For anybody who's in CSE 330 or 340 right now, this is like a godsend. So we'll try to get you up to speed with GDB. Yep. Thanks for listening, everybody. It's been awesome to have you guys come to this. I hope you guys are interested in what we're going to be doing for the CTFs. And if you guys end up wanting to stick around, you can ask me any questions, and we can kind of guide you to some resources before the first meeting, or not the first meeting, the second meeting. In the second meeting, we will be starting our kind of journey into binary exploitation. So for this club, we're going to be doing a lot of binary exploitation because it helps you understand every category better, including web, including crypto. All of these categories are more helpful when you do binary exploitation. Other than that, you guys are free to start leaving if you want, or you can stick around, like I said, ask any question you want, anything about hacking. We're open here to listen. We can also give you resources, give you tips, whatever you guys like. So thank you for listening. Thank you. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat.